What's going on, everybody? Sports Player 2.0 Daniel here. And guys, we went 1-0 in the NBA and 7-4 in the MLB. So we had a great day the last time we did pick'ems. We went 1-0, the only game that was in the NBA we got right, and then 7-4, 3 games over 500, which is good. So we had a good day last time. So let's move on to tomorrow's games. The Mets are going to Miami to face the Marlins. The Mets come in at 21-18, and the Marlins come in at 21-24. Game 1 of this series was won by the New York Mets by the final score of 6-5 in 12 innings. The New York Mets took the lead in the 12th inning and finished it off in the bottom of the 12th. This game actually went back and forth. I believe they scored like a run each inning, and it ended in 12 innings with the Mets winning by the final score of 6-5. And then in Game 2, the Miami Marlins won 3-1. Game 2 was won by the Miami Marlins by the final score of 3-1. The pitching matchup for this game is undecided for the New York Mets. We don't know who's going to pitch for the New York Mets, but we do know that Cody Poteet is going to pitch for the Miami Marlins, and I don't know his favorite in this one, but give me the Marlins to win this game at home. Next up, we have the Baltimore Orioles going to Washington to face the Nationals. The Orioles come in at 17-28, and the Nationals come in at 19-23. Game 1 of this series was won by the Washington Nationals by the final score of 4-2. Game 2 of this series was won by the Washington Nationals by the final score of 12-9. So the Washington Nationals are looking to sweep the Orioles here. And the pitching matchup for this game is Matt Harvey for the Baltimore Orioles and Patrick Corbin for the Washington Nationals. And the Washington Nationals are a favorite in this one. Give me the Nationals to win this game at home, and give me the under 9.5 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Red Sox going to Philadelphia to face the Phillies. The Red Sox come in at 29-18, and the Phillies come in at 22-24. Game 1 of this series was won by the Boston Red Sox by the final score of 11-3. Game 2 of this series was won by the Boston Red Sox by the final score of 4-3. So the Boston Red Sox are looking to sweep the Phillies here on the road. And the pitching matchup for this game is Edwin Rodriguez for the Boston Red Sox and Zach Wheeler for the Philadelphia Phillies. And the Philadelphia Phillies are a favorite in this one, but give me upset. Give me the Red Sox to win this game on the road in Philadelphia, and give me the over 8 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Chicago White Sox going to New York to face the Yankees. The White Sox come in at 26-18, and the Yankees come in at 27-19. Game 1 of this series was won by the New York Yankees by the final score of 2-1. Game 2 of this series was won by the New York Yankees by the final score of 7-0, 7-0. Shutout win for the New York Yankees in Game 2. And the pitching matchup for this game is Dallas Keuchel for the Chicago White Sox and Jameson Taillon for the New York Yankees. And the New York Yankees are favored in this one. Give me the Yankees to win this game at home, and give me the over 9 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Tampa Bay Rays going to Tampa Bay to face the Blue Jays. The Rays come in at 28-19, and the Blue Jays come in at 23-21. Game 1 of this series was won by the Tampa Bay Rays by the final score of 9-7 in 12 innings, and then Game 2 of this series was won by the Tampa Bay Rays by the final score of 3-1. And the pitching matchup for this game is Michael Wacha for the Tampa Bay Rays and Hyun-Jin Ryu for the Toronto Blue Jays. And I don't know his favorite in this one, but give me the Blue Jays to win this game at home. Next up, we have the Milwaukee Brewers going to Cincinnati to face the Reds. The Brewers come in at 22-23, and the Reds come in at 20-24. Game 1 of this series was won by the Cincinnati Reds by the final score of 9-4. Game 2 of this series was won by the Milwaukee Brewers by the final score of 4-3. So whoever wins this game wins the series. And the pitching matchup for this game is Freddie Peralta Peralta for the Milwaukee Brewers, and Luis Castillo for the Cincinnati Reds. And the Milwaukee Brewers are favored in this one. Give me the Brewers to win this game on the road in Cincinnati, and give me the over 8.5 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Minnesota Twins going to Cleveland to face the Indians. The Twins come in at 16-29, and the Indians come in at 24-19. Game 1 of this series won by the Minnesota Twins by the final score of 10-0. They killed the Indians on the road. They beat them on the road 10-0. How embarrassing for the Cleveland Indian fans to get shut out 10-0 in front of your home crowd. That's got to be embarrassing, but they did make the home fans happy in game 2 because they walked it off in the bottom of the 10th inning 5-3. The Cleveland Indians won game 2 of this series by the final score of 5-3 in 10 innings. They walked it off in the bottom of the 10th to win by the final score of 5-3. And the pitching matchup for this game is J.A. Happ for the Minnesota Twins and Zach Plesac for the Cleveland Indians. And the Cleveland Indians are favored in this one. Give me the Indians to win this game at home, and give me the over 9 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates going to Atlanta to face the Braves. The Pirates come in at 18-27, and the Braves come in at 22-24. Game 1 of this series won by the Pittsburgh Pirates by the final score of 6-4 in 10 innings. They took the lead in the top of the 10th inning and beat the Braves in game 1 by the final score of 6-4. But then game 2 rolled around and the Atlanta Braves put 20 runs on the Pittsburgh Pirates in game 2. They beat them by the final score of 20-1. Jesus Christ. What happened to the Pittsburgh Pirates? 20-1? That's crazy. What happened? And then in game 3, the Atlanta Braves won 6-1. So the Atlanta Braves are looking to win this series, while the Pittsburgh Pirates are looking to split this series. And the pitching matchup for this game is JT Brubaker for the Pittsburgh Pirates and Max Fried for the Atlanta Braves. And the Atlanta Braves are favored in this one. Give me the Braves to win this game at home, and give me the over 8 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Detroit Tigers going to Kansas City to face the Royals. The Tigers come in at 18-27, and the Royals come in at 21-23. Game 1 of this series was won by the Detroit Tigers by the final score of 7-5. Game 2 of this series was won by the Kansas City Royals by the final score of 7-5. So whoever wins this game wins the series. And the pitching matchup for this game is Casey Mize for the Detroit Tigers and Chris Bubic for the Kansas City Royals. And the Kansas City Royals are favored in this one. Give me the Royals to win this game at home, and give me the under 9 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Houston Astros going to Texas to face the Rangers. The Astros come in at 26-20, and the Rangers come in at 21-27. Game 1 of this series was won by the Texas Rangers by the final score of 7-5 in 10 innings. They walked it off in the bottom of the 10th inning to beat the Astros 7-5 in game number 1. And then in game number 2, Texas Rangers won again by the final score of 8-4. So the Texas Rangers are looking to sweep the Astros here. And the pitching matchup for this game is Christian Javier for the Houston Astros and Mike Foltynewicz for the Texas Rangers. And the Houston Astros are favored in this one. Give me the Astros to win this game on the road in Texas, and give me the under 9 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Diamondbacks going to Colorado to face the Rockies. The Diamondbacks come in at 18-29, and the Rockies come in at 17-29. Game 1 of this series was won by the Colorado Rockies by the final score of 7-1. Game 2 of this series was won by the Colorado Rockies by the final score of 7-6. So the Rockies are looking to sweep the Diamondbacks here. And the pitching matchup for this game is Taylor Widener for the Arizona Diamondbacks Diamondbacks, and John Gray for the Colorado Rockies. And the Colorado Rockies are a favorite in this one, but give me upset. Give me the Diamondbacks to win this game on the road in Colorado, and give me the over 11.5 runs in that game. Next up, we have the LA Dodgers going to San Francisco to face the Giants. The Dodgers come in at 28-18, and the Giants come in at 28-18. Game 1 of this series was won by the LA Dodgers by the final score of 2-1. Game 2 of this series was won by the LA Dodgers by the final score of 6-3. So the Dodgers are looking to sweep the San Francisco Giants here on the road. And the pitching matchup for this game is Julio Urias for the LA Dodgers and Anthony Desclafani for the San Francisco Giants. And the LA Dodgers are a favorite in this one. Give me the Dodgers to win this game on the road in San Francisco, and give me the over 7.5 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Oakland Athletics going to Los Angeles to face the Angels. The Athletics come in at 28-19, and the Angels come in at 19-27. Game 1 of this series was won by the Oakland Athletics by the final score of 8-4. Game 2 of this series was won by the Oakland Athletics by the final score of 6-2. So the Oakland Athletics are looking to sweep the Angels here. And the pitching matchup for this game is Sean Manaea for the Oakland Athletics and Dylan Bundy for the Los Angeles Angels. And the Oakland Athletics are a favorite in this one. Give me the Athletics to win this game on the road in Los Angeles, and give me the under 8.5 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Seattle Mariners going to San Diego to face the Padres. The Mariners come in at 21-25, and the Padres come in at 29-17. Game 1 of this series was won by the San Diego Padres by the final score of 16-1. Another blowout by the San Diego Padres, 16-1. And Game 2 of this series was won by the San Diego Padres by the final score of 6-4. So the San Diego Padres are looking to sweep the Mariners here. And the pitching matchup for this game is Justin Dunn for the Seattle Mariners and Yu Darvish for the San Diego Padres. And the San Diego Padres are a favorite in this one. Give me the Padres to win this game at home, and give me the over 7 runs in that game. Next up, we have the Chicago Cubs going to St. Louis to face the Cardinals. The Cubs come in at 23-22, and the Cardinals come in at 26-19. Game 1 of this series was won by the Chicago Cubs by the final score of 12-3. Game 2 of this series was won by the St. Louis Cardinals by the final score of 2-1. So whoever wins this game wins the series. And the pitching matchup for this game is Zach Davies for the Chicago Cubs and Adam Wainwright for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the St. Louis Cardinals are a favorite in this one, but give me upset. Give me the Cubs to win this game on the road in St. Louis, and give me the over 8.5 runs in that game. And that does it for today's picks for tomorrow's game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.